Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Grab yourself a glass of wine. That's what I'm drinking right now. Today we're going to look at a little bit of Sofi. I haven't talked about Sofi in a long time, even though it's the biggest position in my Robinhood portfolio by far. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any future videos. We talk about selling options on this channel. Well, I talk about selling options on this channel. I've been selling them for well over a year now consistently, trying to make some extra income. If you want to follow along and see how I do, hit subscribe. If you want a little bit more from me, go check out our private selling options chat group. I have a few different chats in this chat group. It's a lot like Discord. And I actually just posted in my wins chat for the first time. And this chat's really just for people to post their wins and things that they're excited about, happy about, and some trades that went their way and they want to share with other people. I went ahead and put a screenshot of all of the tickers that I sold options on so far this month and how much I made. So if you want to join this chat, it'll be linked down below. Go check us out. I'd be happy to have you there. Today was a little interesting because I didn't make a single trade today, and not because I didn't want to, but because I couldn't. And if you have Robinhood and you tried to access the app throughout the trading day, you probably noticed it wasn't working too well, if at all. That's because Amazon Web Services was down, and it appears Robinhood must host a lot of their cloud stuff on AWS, which is probably for the better because a lot of the times I just want to continue to sell options and continue to make income when in reality, in some of the days, it might be best for me just to sit back and let things play out. So every now and then, I kind of need a few days where I just do nothing. And that's the opposite of what I'm usually used to. With everything I do in life, I try to go. And for me to sit back and just let things play out, it kind of hurts, but it's for the best. But you know what was working? M1 Finance. I usually don't talk about other portfolios that I have. We just focus on Robinhood. My M1 Finance portfolio isn't that exciting. I do have some high income ETFs that I trickle some money into. But today I made a big trade and I opened a new position on M1, and that is with Sofi stock. I had a lot of margin available on M1 Finance, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. And I bought $5,000 worth of Sofi prior to earnings coming up. So this could go either really well or very poorly, so please pray for me. But honestly, I'm not too concerned. If things dip, I can pay back this margin if need be, or I could liquidate some shares that I've gained a lot from in this portfolio. I've had Nvidia in this portfolio since like 2018, so I think it's like 40x or so I could trim a little bit if I need to. But quite honestly, I'm just super excited about this coming earnings because I think they're going to kill it. If we want a refresher, I found this article here on Yahoo Finance about last quarter's earnings. Revenue hit $855 million, a 43% jump year over year, and I think we're going to do even better this quarter. I see a lot of Sofi commercials during NFL football games. I hear a lot of, ads and stuff and podcasts that I listen to. And I saw some stats that their traffic on their app and their websites have just been more than ever, which makes me super excited. In the last quarter alone, they also mentioned membership grew a record 850,000 in just the last quarter alone. So they gained 850,000 members in one quarter. Who's to say they can't even beat this number as well? And with multiple rate cuts hopefully on the horizon and maybe even more next year, I think they're just well positioned overall to take advantage of this. Especially with their loan platform business and all of the money that they're making from that alone. I don't know what's not to like. Maybe the tech platform is something not to like because it's been pretty stagnant and underperforming. But compared to the rest of the company, it's pretty easy to underperform, I guess, when things just grow and grow and grow. And if you're new to the channel and you're wondering how big my Sofi position is in my Robinhood portfolio, it makes quite a substantial percentage. And the reason being is, one, because of gains, 90% up total return. So it makes up 45% of my portfolio. That's way more than I ever thought I'd have in an individual stock. Over 6,600 shares. And a lot of these shares were accumulated from selling puts either being assigned those shares if it dipped and I was all of a sudden in the money and I had to purchase those shares, or I take the premium that I get, for instance, this $4,442. Back in the day when I made premium, I put it right into SoFi stock and SoFi stock exclusively. Right now, I put it more into these high income NEOS ETFs, but back in the day, it just went back into SoFi. So over time, my shares just accumulated and accumulated, and that's how I ended up with a portfolio like this. And so, yeah, if you were to ask, am I bullish or bearish on the outlook of SoFi in the future? I am obviously bullish, but that's not to say something can't change and, the stock just has something mentioned that's disappointing in this upcoming earnings. I hope that's not the case, but I'm not naive in thinking everything's sunshine and rainbows and it's all just going to vertical line. But I think the probability, and this is just my own personal opinion, I'm not telling you to go out and buy the stock. I think the probability is better that they're going to have a good quarter than them having a bad quarter. And by the way, I wanted to show you the difference between selling an option on SoFi before and after earnings. So their earnings are on October 28th. If we keep that in mind and we go to trade options on SoFi, look at the premiums I can get from selling a put right before earnings. So for instance, this $26 strike put, I'll only make $17. And I say only because if we go just one more week out, this will be post earnings. That same $26 strike put, $91 a share. So you can see how the volatility, the implied volatility, really jumps surrounding earnings. And because of that, you can make a lot more in premium. And also, if you don't want the risk, the delta here of a 0.26, you can actually go way farther out to a very lower strike price and still make pretty good premium. Like this $22.50 strike price, make $28 in just 11 days time. So let me know what you guys think about SoFi. If you like the stock, if you don't like the stock, I'm open to all opinions. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I hope to see you in a future video.